Are you looking for the best Garmin watches? In this video, we will look at some of the best Garmin watches on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Garmin Forerunner 165. If you've lusted after the bright, crisp display on the Garmin Forerunner 265, but the price tag is over your budget, the Garmin Forerunner 165 is here for you. The Garmin Forerunner 165 drops into Garmin's lineup in between the entry-level Forerunner 55 and the Forerunner 265, and it's now the cheapest Garmin Forerunner with a bright smartwatch-style AMOLED touchscreen. Behind the impressive, snappy, responsive display, the Forerunner 165 serves up a pretty comprehensive array of Garmin's regular run tracking tools, with plenty to cater for training and racing. In fact, it offers the majority of core features you'll find on the Forerunner 265, including suggested workouts, adaptive Garmin coach training plans tied to a target race and all the usual race time predictions, race pace tools and fitness benchmarking like VO2 max estimates. There are a handful of key omissions, though. There's no accuracy-boosting dual-band GPS, and triathlon sports mode is missing. You'll also have to forego some of Garmin's training insights. Training status, training load, and training readiness readouts are all left out. Even with those features taken out, when it comes to run tracking, the Forerunner 165 is more than a serious rival for pricier watches on performance and accuracy. In tests, the Forerunner 165 held its own in tests against the Forerunner 265, Forerunner 965, and the Enduro 2, all of which offer the accuracy-boosting dual-frequency GPS. The optical heart rate performance was relatively reliable, too. You will pay a price for that punchy screen. The battery comes in at 19 hours of GPS runtime. That's shorter than the Forerunner 55, 20 hours, Forerunner 265, 20 hours, and the Forerunner 255, 26 hours. We got between 5 to 8 days general training usage, with around 5 to 6 hours GPS runtime. Without music, a 125 half marathon burned 11%, while a 4-hour marathon burned 21%. The juice drains faster if you use the music on the Forerunner 165 music. But there's still enough to cover most single-session distances. Garmin still leads the way with additional smarts like contactless payments, Wi-Fi syncing, and offline music. All welcome extras at this cheaper end of the running watch spectrum. And if you want a happily reliable, largely fully featured run tracker, in a compact, comfortable package, this is a good value option. Number 2. Garmin Forerunner 55. If you're new to running, there's no point paying out for an entire suite of training features you're not going to use. In this case, we'd recommend the Forerunner 55 as a great starting point. It comes with built-in and accurate GPS, optical heart rate monitoring, 20 hours GPS runtime on a single charge, and a general usage battery life that'll get most runners through at least a week's training. There's plenty of tools to cater for a wide range of running needs, with features geared towards the less experienced. This includes 5 running modes with track running and a virtual running mode for use with platforms like Zwift. There's also Garmin Coach adaptive training plans, daily suggested workouts based on your recovery, handy pace guidance for a selected course, cadence alerts to help with improvements in form, and recovery advisor for advice on managing your rest between training efforts. Beyond the run, you also get fitness, stress, and body battery energy level tracking. Sure, the screen is a little more low quality than watches further up the Forerunner food chain, and there's no offline music, notifications, or Garmin Pay. But for beginners, this is an affordable entry-level option. Number 3. Garmin Instinct 3 AMOLED. If you want a running watch that can handle more extreme excursions, the Garmin Instinct 3 AMOLED is worth considering. It's waterproof to 100 m, built to military standards for thermal and shock resistance, and has a scratch-resistant display and polymer-toughened case. And the best bit: it's much more affordable than other Garmin models with similar specs. The Instinct 3 AMOLED boasts an impressive suite of run-specific tracking, training, and recovery tools, including VO2 max estimates, training status, training load, post-run training effect readings, and recovery time recommendations. For health and wellness, there's body battery, sleep score, advanced sleep reports, menstrual cycle tracking, and stress tracking. You're only really missing hill score and endurance score from the pricier Garmin watches. It ticks all the boxes for safety too, including incident detection and live location sharing, making it well suited to off-road ultras, plus urban running. The latest Instinct comes with a stunning AMOLED display which is easy to read in direct sunlight. There's no touch screen, which is surprising considering all of Garmin's other AMOLED devices have one. But it's not a huge loss. The lack of offline maps is also surprising on a watch that's built for outdoor adventures, but the navigation skills are still strong. You get turn-by-turn breadcrumb and back-to-start navigation, along with distance to destination and future elevation for routes you load onto the watch. That's particularly useful for trail runs and races. Ultimately, if you spend a lot of time on the trails, you might want to look elsewhere for more thorough mapping. If you can handle breadcrumb navigation, though, there's a lot to love here. Number 4. Garmin Venu 3. Looking for something that bridges the gap between a running watch and a smartwatch? Enter the Venu 3. We're not saying the likes of the Phoenix and Instinct can't be worn all day, but the Venu looks a lot more at home whether you're exercising or not, and it's smart enough for most occasions. GPS is quick to triangulate, battery life is decent, just over an hour of running knocked off around 5% battery, and there are preloaded workouts available. Alternatively, you can create your own in the Garmin Connect app, much like with the Apple Watch. You can also configure alerts for heart rate, pace, time, distance, cadence, and calories. There are a few features missing that we've come to expect from some of the more running-focused Garmin watches. The Venu 3 doesn't have a training readiness score or training status score, and there aren't really any training-specific features on the Venu watches. You don't get daily suggested workouts which adapt after every run or ride, recovery recommendations based on your latest training, or race predictions. But just because the Venu 3 lacks some running-specific measurements, doesn't mean it's not a great watch for runners. In fact, if you're the type of runner who also likes going to a weekly yoga class, dipping your toe into reformer Pilates and conquering a strength workout, then you'll probably love how versatile, smart, and pretty the Venu 3 is. From the wellness side of things, it's got all the usual features you'd expect: heart rate tracking, sleep tracking, stress tracking, and more. In fact, sleep has had a real overhaul. Not only does the Venu 3 give you a sleep score, but it also offers personalized tips on how much sleep you need and how you can improve. Another major improvement from the Venu 2 is the body battery feature, which provides more information so you can understand exactly how the body battery is affected by what you do during the day. Number 5. Garmin Epix Pro, Gen 2. If you're used to a more mid-range Garmin on your wrist, the Garmin Epix Pro will definitely feels like a step up in comparison. This is a running watch for front-of-the-pack runners, those who prefer more of a rugged build but don't want to compromise on a super sharp display. It's got a crystal-clear AMOLED touchscreen display and a whole host of advanced training features on top of Garmin's usual 24/7 health and wellness monitoring. There's also a built-in LED flashlight for training in the dark, 30 new preloaded sport activities, and new training features including Hill Score, which measures your capability for running uphill and assesses your progress based on your VO2 max estimate, and Endurance Score, which looks at your ability to sustain prolonged efforts. There's no beating around the bush here. This is an expensive watch. But the Epix Pro does feature a whole load of impressive features, including an optimized heart rate sensor and new weather map overlays. So if you're currently thinking about upgrading from an older Forerunner, or indeed Venu, this really is an excellent smartwatch.